Hello, I am the OG Rhino, and here are my top 10 ways to survive more in ABI. At number 10 on our list is going to be Painkillers. Any stimulant in the game is actually really good, but Painkillers take the cake with the ability for when you get a blacked out limb, you're able to continue the fight and re-peak. This little system in the game means that you can survive so much easier. At number 9, of course, we're going to have the controversial topic of armors. What should I use? Should I use tier 4? Should I use tier 1? Should I use tier 5? Armor's a big stopping point in this game for the sheer fact that people feel like when they wear certain armor types that they die so quick, so it doesn't matter. I'll just wear the tier 3. I feel like running the higher tier armors, if you have the money, it's worth it. But I would always run at least tier 4. For the fact that if you're running lockdown and you come up against the bots, that they will be piercing your armor, because if you have tier 3 and a bot shoots tier 3 ammo at you, it's just going to damage your armor by half and it will still penetrate. So I always recommend running at least tier 4, but if you have that little bit more income, run tier 5. That brings us to number 8, ammo. Should you be running super high-end ammo that costs you 6,000 a shot, or should you be running just little cheap rip dum-dum rounds that'll shoot through the legs like it's absolutely nothing? I feel like personally you should be running at least any sort of gold ammunition, tier 4 ammo, because I've noticed in a lot of raids that I've played, most people are running tier 4 armor and above. So if you're coming in and you're not planning on doing leg meta, you should always have at least some sort of tier 4 ammo in your gun. Whether that be you top loading your mags with 15 bullets of gold and bottom loading with purple, that's 100% okay. If you're planning on using that top ammo to kill players, that will work, and that will also save you a little bit of money. But if you don't have the money, tier 3 will be okay. You're just going to have to play a little bit differently to a company that you're running that lower tier ammo. Speaking about changing your playstyle for your ammo type, that brings us to number 7, your playstyle. You need to figure out how you want to be playing the game. Do you want to be playing super aggressively and getting all up in the face? Or do you want to be playing a little bit more passive, running a DMR or running something that shoots a little bit slower so you can play those longer angles? It's all personal in that sense. I feel like if you learn what you do better, whether you like to hold back and snipe, or whether you like to be all up aggressive running an SMG and spraying down your enemies, it's all personal preference. You just need to learn what you do better. Number 6 on our list is going to be a little bit different, and that's going to be knowing the map that you're playing. And that doesn't mean knowing certain areas in the loot spawns, that just means knowing the map in general. Knowing what map you're going to be going to and knowing how you're going to be playing said map. Let's take volley for example for this. If you're thinking about going to volley, you think about your playstyle. You're going to snipe or you're going to PvP. If you're going to snipe, you're going to probably want to be going to the upper areas of it, around the small factory. And if you're going to PvP, you're going to probably want to go to the villa and maybe the volley village. These areas give more PvP. So look at every map like that, and it'll help you a lot more in figuring out what type of playstyle you want to be doing in that certain map, and then how you're going to base this off of that. Number 5 on this list is going to be something that gets overlooked in Arena Breakout Infinite by a long shot. I feel like it's very underrated, and that's just going to be the audio in general. If you pay more attention to just listening to your surroundings, you could up your survivability rate by 25% alone. Just by listening around to hearing, oh, there's gunshots in this area. Do you want to push those gunshots? Do you want to hold back? And using the information just from listening could help you survive a hell of a lot more than running the best gear and the best ammo in the game. Number 4 on your list is going to be something that I tell my chat an awful lot. Yes, I also stream on YouTube. I try to stream daily. If I don't get to stream daily, I'll at least post some video form content. What I tell my chat a lot is trusting your own ability. A lot of people that come into my chat, they will say, hey, you know, I've got 20 hours, I've got 50 hours, I've got 100 hours, and they're still dying on a good 50-60% of the time. Is there anything that they can do? This is something I like to say to them, and it usually helps them out a lot, and that's literally just trusting your own ability in the game. If you have more than 20, 50, 60, even 100 hours in this game, just by trusting your ability of the game sense that you've learned so far, trusting that you'll be able to play the situation right, not getting in your head of what you should be doing in this exact moment and trying to play everything absolutely perfect. You just trust that you know what you should do in that certain situation. I feel like doing that will help you survive a lot more in general. Okay, we're time for the top 3. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Also, I don't really do this, but currently there's about 90% of you is not even subscribed to my channel. It would help me out a lot. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. So if you're not subscribed, it's free. Subscribe, maybe even leave me a wee comment if this does help you, or tell me that I'm an idiot. I'm okay with that. Anyway, number 3 is going to contradict with number 4 a little bit, and that's ego. I've noticed a lot of players who, again, come into my chat, they've been playing for 50 to 100 hours and they're thinking, oh, I'm good at the game, but I'm dying constantly. What's my issue? And I've noticed it's usually they'll play super aggressive. They'll try and do things that they see on YouTube. They'll watch a couple shorts. They'll see a guy go in that's wearing full T6 and a HK, and they'll kill a full 4-man also wearing T6, and like, yeah, I can do that. Just remember, comparison is the taker of joy. If you keep on comparing yourself to these really big streamers and you try to go in and fight 4-mans and do all this, then you're just, if you do die, then you're going to start criticizing yourself. You're going to start thinking that you're worse off and you're not going to win these fights. Just remember, stop ego peaking, stop trying to kill absolutely everything, play a little bit slower, and you will survive a hell of a lot more. Believe me, I've seen this in action. It's helped so many people so far. Number 2 on this list is going to be the most common thing I hear when it comes to people looking to either survive more or make more money, is they're actually focusing so much on their money. They're worrying about their money too much. They'll look at the price values of everything. They'll make sure everything is copacetic with, you know, their stash value and stuff, and then they go into a raid and they bring like one little stack of really good ammo, but they'll not use that ammo the whole entire raid, and then they'll get into a fighting situation. They'll panic load that ammo into a mag, and then they'll die and they'll get angry because, oh no, I lost that really good ammo. Honestly, see if you focus a little bit more on actually just using the stuff you brought into the raid. Remember, at the end of the day, losing that 200k ammo that you brought into the raid is cheaper than losing the 500k kit that you built for the raid and the 200k gun. You know, so always remember, if you're bringing in that little bit more expensive ammo, use it. Don't be afraid to, actually use the ammo, because that's why you brought it into the raid. And of course, number 1 on our list is you're shit at the game. That's why. Nah, I'm joking. Honestly, that's not why you're down. Number 1 on our list will be the main cause that you don't survive is greed, of course. People get way too greedy. They stay in the one location for too long. Say, for example, you go into a raid, you're with your team kills 1, you kill 2, your teammate kills another 1. Or if you're solo, you go in and you kill 3 people, or you kill 2 people. And then you spend the next 10 to 15 minutes looting those 2 single bodies to make sure you get every single bit of minuscule loot off that body, just to realize when you stand up, the team that was pushing that area is right outside the doorway, and then you leave to get one-tapped. Now this counts for any moment inside the raid whatsoever. So this is, for example, you go to motel, there's 20 minutes left in the raid in the farm, you go in, you kill 2 players. Even though there's 20 minutes left in the raid, there could be still players in the raid coming to kill you. So just remember that. Remember the golden rule when it comes to any extraction shooter, there's always one more. Loot, scoot, and get the fuck out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is one of the more obscene type of videos that I have posted. I normally post PvP highlights or funny moments, and this video was kind of a stretch for me, and I'm kind of veering into it. I want to see if people will enjoy this type of content, but I'm still going to be posting the PvP highlights and the stream highlights and the funny moments. If you did enjoy, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said before, I'm trying to hit 100 subs by the end of this year. I really think that we can do it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, everyone.